And thanks for staying with Newsnight. President Cyril Ramaphosa will try to woo investors at this year's World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. It's a prime opportunity for top government officials to interact with potential investors. And South Africa is intent on pulling out all the stops at a time when it's competing with other emerging markets. Our reporter Annika Larsen is there and joins us now live. Annika, Team South Africa is complete now with the arrival of President Ramaphosa, in addition to the government leaders as well as members of civil society who are already there.
That's right. The leader of Team SA, President Cyril Ramaphosa, has arrived. He flew in from Geneva yesterday and then arrived in Zurich this morning and has just entered the main hotel where all the heads of state are staying, and he's currently in a briefing with his cabinet. We are extremely cold, and I've been very, very lucky to have Kusela Diko here from the presidency, who has agreed to chat to us. Thank you so much. We'll try and keep it short. Kusela, you've been traveling for a few weeks now. You've just arrived. What is the message from Team SA?
Thank you very much, Annika. The message of Team SA is not a made-up message. It's the reality that all of us know in South Africa. And that is South Africa is on a path of renewal, and South Africa is on a path of growth. You remember when we came here last year, there was a lot of uncertainty, back home in terms of, firstly, just our leadership, in terms of the challenges we were facing in our state-owned enterprises and general governance. Now, we come here much stronger. We have very positive messages that we can share, and these come as a result of the work that has been done over the last year. So the reforms that we have undertaken, firstly, to ensure that we get our state-owned enterprises back on a path of good governance, whether it is at Eskom, we're dealing with the challenges in the South African Revenue Services, our Criminal Prosecuting Authority, a new leader is going to be starting on the 1st of February. So we do have those good stories to tell. But we also come here armed with a lot of certainty around our policy areas, whether it's around the mining charter, whether it's around our energy resource plan, and really those are the messages that I think the investor community wants to hear. And we're saying that South Africa means business. Now, that's about the investment destination that we continue to be an attractive one, whether it's in the areas of agriculture and agricultural processing that the president wants to concentrate on, and tourism. Let me stop there, Annika, because I can see you're freezing.
It's okay. Have you been asked, especially in Geneva, in Europe, about state capture, about problems at public enterprises, at Eskom? Do those white elephants, those issues come up from foreign delegates and foreign heads of state?
Indeed they do. In fact, not even before, even before they're asked, I think it's the issue that the president always brings out, to say that we're dealing with the challenges that we faced around state capture. South Africans will know that right now the Commission on State Capture is undertaking its work. There's a number of allegations that are being made in there, and obviously people will have to cross-examine and get their stories. But it's doing exactly what we intended it to do, and that's to ensure that we bring these issues out in the public domain. They're properly ventilated, so that we're able to get to the bottom of what really transpired over the last 9 years. So we've been speaking about that, but we've also been speaking about how within state institutions itself we are rooting out these issues. And I think that the successes are there for many of us to see.
Is the president sitting watching Mr. Gritzi at the State Capture Commission, hearing members of his cabinet's names being brought up and thinking, oh my word, I'm going to have to do something about this?
Well, the president is of the view that the Zondo Commission was set up for a purpose, and it is fulfilling that purpose. As I indicated, that is to get to the bottom of the allegation. So he's not giving running commentary, and he has urged that the commission and what is coming out of the commission is not used for political point scoring, but really, to seek to rid and cleanse the country of what would have transpired. So he's asked that it's given space to continue its work unhindered. At the end of it, there'll be recommendations that that will come out. You'll remember, Annika, when we were discussing the terms of reference as the commission was being set up, there were issues on whether those matters that come up in the commission would be referred, for example, for prosecution and things like that, and that's open. So the recommendations, the President will deal with the report, and obviously to take forward any matters that need to be taken forward. But right now, let's allow the Zondo Commission to continue its work. Let's support the process. People who have information are urged to come forward and ensure that they share it.
What's happening right now upstairs in one of the conference rooms? What's President Ramaphosa doing?
Well, he's sitting with his cabinet, like you indicated. On one side, he's flanked by the Minister of International Relations, Lindiwe Sisulu. On the other side, he's flanked by Minister of Finance, Tito Mboweni. And really just going through the program, seeking to understand where are the areas that Team South Africa needs to focus on. So tomorrow, the President will be partaking in a dialogue that speaks about the African agenda within a changing global context. So the problems of unemployment, underemployment, joblessness that South Africans continue to face, and Africa as a whole. How do you ensure that those are top of mind to all the world leaders that are gathered here? Putting young people and women at the center of those discussions. Then he's going to have a country-specific dialogue, looking at the strengths that South Africa has, his investment envoys, some of them are here, seeking to build on that 690 billion that we already have as pledges in the kitty towards that 1.2 trillion South African rands we want to raise over the next 5 years. And again, Annika, not investment for investment's sake, but investment to ensure that we create jobs in South Africa. So that's what they're going through, dividing the tasks amongst themselves, ensuring that we hit them on all flanks, and really selling South Africa and, the abundant potential that our country and her people hold.
You have no gloves. Go. Go inside. Thank you so much, Kusela. Hopefully we will be able to get some kind of comment from the President a little later on. But we did speak earlier to Brand SA board chair Kanyisile Kweyama, who was explaining to us that this year is a very different scenario in terms of the approach they're getting from the international community. Let's throw to that bite we recorded earlier.
The message is that South Africa has changed. And you are aware that the past year, Davos 2018-17, were not pleasant ones for South Africa, in that our reputation was not good. There were a lot of things that were happening in the country, the corruption issues, the matters within the ruling party that were just saying South Africa is not in control and South Africa doesn't have its act together. And a lot of things have happened in South Africa in the interim. There we are in the middle of the Zondo Commission of inquiry. A lot of people have been arrested. A lot of things are coming out into the open. There is stability, there has been a change of leadership, and President Ramaphosa has demonstrated that he is bringing in this new wave, this new dawn that says South Africa is open for business and that the international community should have the comfort that the leadership is doing the correct things.
Annika Larsen, I hope you keep warm there, but let's leave it there for now. Annika Larsen live from Davos, Switzerland. She will, of course, continue bringing us those stories about what Team South Africa will be doing.